but as we know, not everybody did. Corey, can you read the next one, several thousand?
Several thousand Vietnamese were allowed to evacuate that day, but most were turned away for lack of space. Even for those who did manage to get out, the experience was often traumatic. One evacuee described the fate of the family.
So, not a term you hear every day. A person who's evacuating, we call an evacuee. Kind of like the person you interviewed is the interviewee. Here's what this lady, Anne Pham, said. When we got the signal that we could leave, my family divided in two. If you have siblings, picture this being your family. My 4 brothers went with my uncle's family. My 3 sisters and I went with my parents. We left by boat. My brothers and my uncle went by helicopter. We've never found them. My parents tried to find them all through the American Red Cross. They looked everywhere, but have never found them. My parents lost 4 sons. It was a very painful experience. We still aren't over it, and probably never will be. So basically, her family got separated. She went on ships to the United States. All of her brothers and her uncle went on helicopters. Never saw them again. No clue what happened. Because when a country falls and you're trying to get the heck out, it's just chaotic craziness. And a lot of the people who got left behind were shot or sent to labor camps to be re-educated. Like, we're going to make you a slave until you see that communism is awesome, just like Stalin would do, or a lot of other communists. Okay, so President Nixon had hoped to arrange a peaceful end to the Vietnam War that would leave South Vietnam free and independent. Why did the United States fail to achieve that goal? Okay, because obviously that picture shows us we didn't get a peaceful, happy ending to this story. Okay, so if you didn't already do this, there's a box down below. If you have conducted your interview, congratulations. Tell me who that person was, because a couple of you typed stuff in Google Docs and didn't really tell me. Some of you said, like, my grandpa. If you haven't done your interview, someone who was alive from 1965 to 1975 and remembers it, they don't have to have been in Vietnam or a soldier, it could be a grandma who worked in a grocery store. Okay, one person interviewed a lady who was a waitress in California in the 60s. Cool, she remembered Vietnam, she works. Tell me who that person is. Okay, so like if you said my grandpa, say my grandpa Bob, who's my dad's dad, he's a farmer in Cheyenne or something. If you haven't picked someone, type who you intend on interviewing before class tomorrow and just tell me who they are in a sentence. Like, who is that person? And once you have that, hit save my answer and go to section 2. So if you have conducted your interview already, can you give me a thumbs up? Because some of you might have done it since last night or didn't turn it in. Have you done yours? Okay. I'm going to give you, there should be 5 of you a number. Keep your thumb up till I give you a number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Now, everybody else is going to get a number so that you have at least one person in your group who's already done this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 5. Okay? People who did your interview, stand up, tell us your number, and get your people on you. Other people, all you need is your laptop, go. Look at their number, and move on over. Who's the other 5?
Do you have a charger?
I do. Find the spot next to the person who has the same number as you. That's Adrian Joseph to you. If you plug this one in right here, there should be an open spot, and then just leave it there when you're done.
Alright, thank you.
I was looking for that. I'm getting old. Only old people don't lose their mice because they don't have wireless ones. Okay, you should be in a group of 3 to 4. I guess you guys just like to be all huddled up on that side of the room. That's okay. Whatever you want. So here's how this is going to work. You're going to read section 2 through 5 with your group however you want. At the bottom, there's a picture and about 3 questions on each one. Okay? So that we're all clear, whether you've done your interview or not. There are some pictures you have to show the interviewee. Right? People who've done this. There's like image A, B, C, D. I gave you a link to where they're from. A lot of the people you're going to talk to are not going to know the really vivid details. They might say, I remember that picture, but I couldn't tell you what it's about. Okay, some of them even said, like, I've never seen that picture.
Do you want us to, like, tell them what it's about?
No. Because here's the thing about oral histories. I listened to one last night. One person, they called them on speakerphone, and then they recorded the call on their tablet. Cool. Awesome use of technology. It was 45 minutes long, and I had to listen to the whole thing to grade it. But it was good. One of their people said about this picture, that this is a death squad, and these guys just went around and shot people in Saigon. That's not true. Okay, let's say your interviewee is telling you this, and you know that's wrong. Do not correct them. Just let them talk. All you're getting them to do is tell us what you think, person I'm asking, Grandma Smith or whoever it is. Okay? So in the order they showed up, here's the first picture that you'll see in that interview. This is a police captain in Saigon on the day that Tet started. He suspected this guy was VC, one of those guys who broke into Saigon to attack us, but he never gave him a trial or a jury or a lawyer. He just pulled out his revolver and blew his brains out. An American photographer just so happened to catch. Okay, this happens sometimes. If you look, okay, revolvers usually have really heavy trigger pulls, especially if they're double action like this one. See how his forearm muscle is flexing? Okay, pull your trigger finger really hard with a straight arm. Do you feel your forearm muscle get tight? Is he literally about to shoot that guy? That's like an instant. Yes, he is. Okay?
Look at the guy in the back, like up in the back left. He's like...
Blaine, if you've never shot something from point blank range that was alive, I don't encourage it. It's legal, as long as it's not a human and the season's open and you have the tag. You're going to get fur and blood and stuff splattering you, especially if it's like a big gun or a big animal. Like, let's say it's a gopher or a rabbit. That's messy. You're going to get fur, like, on your gun and blood on your boots. Only this is a fellow human being. Now, that's the history behind it. Tet Offensive, suspected VC. He didn't get a trial because the way things operate in Saigon, you're VC? Okay, bam. It was a brutal war. Okay, and this guy is on our side. So he's kind of doing that for us.
Oh, that guy's on our side?
Yeah, he's a police captain in Saigon. Okay? Now the second one, this is the most famous picture from the Vietnam era. I can't imagine a person you interview saying, I've never seen that. Okay, what it shows is Vietnamese kids from a village, okay, that was hit with napalm in 1972. We didn't have many American troops. Look at your graph on your screen. Click on that one on the left. From 62 to 68, the troop numbers skyrocketed up to 500,000. But now, what do they start doing? Way, way down. Okay? Look at the second to last line. There's barely 100,000 troops in Vietnam by 72. American troops did not drop the napalm that hit these little kids' village. But a lot of people will look at this and say, Americans bombed them. Let them say that. Okay? That's how oral histories work. It's their memory. And they're old. Their memories aren't good. And it's a common misconception because there are American troops walking here, but an ARVN pilot hit a village with napalm, which is like, you know, Vaseline or like petroleum jelly. It's really sticky, but what's it made from? It's oil-based. It burns. Okay? Napalm is like jelly that sticks to you while it burns. It's pretty horrible stuff. And you might ask how this little girl, her name, I'd be really impressed if your people knew the name. She's 9 and her name is Kim Phuc. Okay? Her clothes had napalm on them, which you can't like get off. So she tore them off while she's burning alive, running away. See these black clouds? Kind of looks like a tornado or something. That's napalm burning their village. And it really captures the horror of the war and how civilians are just as affected. Question? We'll get to...
We were soldiers for the 40th time, and that reminds me of the napalm when they don't have water to cook the guy's skin off his face.
And when they go to grab that guy, you can hear the skin just like peeling off. That guy in the movie, who's seen We Were Soldiers Once and Young? The guy in the movie, Jimmy Nakamura is his name. He's a real guy. He's from Idaho. His wife lived in Montana when that movie came out. And they called her and said, we're putting your husband dying in a napalm strike in the movie. And she said, I'll still go see the movie because I want to see what that was like. Napalm is horrible, horrible stuff. Okay? Let me find the next picture. A good example. One interviewee said, oh, an American fell out of a helicopter. That's totally wrong. Like he was laughing at this picture. Let him be wrong. Here's the truth behind it. An American paratrooper got killed in the jungle, and his buddies couldn't get him out. And if you don't know the U.S. military, every branch of the military says, even if you die, we will do everything we can to get you home. This guy is dead. Look at his body. Look at the posture. That is a lifeless body being hoisted up to a helicopter. Okay, they had to come in and recover his body. I don't know if it was like later that day or what. Okay, but a French photographer took this picture. And I don't know if we knew the soldier's name, but it was 1966 near the Cambodian border.
Wait, go down.
The guy who took it got killed later in the war. Okay, but it shows an American soldier's body, because he's dead, getting recovered by a helicopter. Okay, so I listened to an interview, he laughed. He's like, oh, that guy fell out of the helicopter. He's wrong, but don't interrupt him. He's getting hoisted up. And it shows, even though he's dead, we're doing everything we can to recover him. Did we recover every body and soldier from Vietnam? No. At least 1,500 of them today. We don't know where they are. Pretty sure they're dead, but we don't know where they are. Didn't find them. No clue. Okay? And then let me find... Oh, the other one was just that picture on the top of the embassy. That's image D. Okay, so that's on top of the Saigon U.S. Embassy in 1975. That's the last helicopter to leave. So if your person's confused or wrong, let them talk, but now you know the history. Okay, and if you forget, go back and watch this video on YouTube before you give it. So with your partners now, what you're going to read, sections 2 through 5, and answer the questions at the bottom. And there are some other iconic pictures. Okay, like this one, scroll to the bottom of section 2. See that airplane dropping a whole bunch of bombs? That was one of Nixon's main focuses. Because soldiers are coming home, but the number of bombs and aircraft we're using in Vietnam and places we're bombing are going up drastically. Okay, so with your partners, you guys decide how you want to do this as a group. We're going to read these next 3 sections and answer the questions at the bottom. There's about 3 of them on each.